Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Couch today I'd like to talk to you about the minor planet Chariklo, which is one of the more interesting bodies in our solar system that you may not be aware of. Now, it's classified as a minor planet, so it's got a diameter of about 250 kilometres or 160 miles. It's also known as a centaur, which means it orbits, its orbit crosses the orbits of the outer giant planets, and that it also has characteristics of both an asteroid, meaning it's rocky, and a comet, being icy. And it's estimated there are 44,000 of these centaurs over a kilometre in size in the solar system. So there's probably hundreds of thousands of them in total, including the ones under 1 kilometre. Now, they originate in the Kuiper Belt on the outskirts of the solar system, the main part of the solar system obviously, and they migrate inwards over millions of years due to gravitational interactions, and they eventually usually either become comets, periodic comets, or they get thrown out of the solar system altogether due to those interactions with the other planets. It was discovered, this particular one, 10199 Chariklo, in 1997. And it's actually the largest known one of them, although it wasn't the first to be discovered. That was, I believe, 920 Hidalgo, which was discovered in 1920. Although it turns out, I believe, there were some pre-covery images of it going back to 1895, but it just had never been picked up on. So Chariklo orbits about 13 to 18 astronomical units from the Sun. 1 astronomical unit is the distance from Earth to the Sun, about 100 million miles, let's say. So this is orbiting about 1.3 to 1.8 billion miles away. Kind of between Saturn and Uranus, let's say, although kind of off-centre. Not a perfect circle around the Sun, but off-kilter. Kind of like, say, Pluto's orbit, but less exaggerated. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is the fact it's got rings. It's the smallest known body in the solar system to have rings, and it's only the 5th found to have rings after Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus and Neptune. Although they have also since discovered huge ring systems belonging to exoplanets that stretch for hundreds of millions of miles across. So it was a complete surprise when they discovered these rings, because they didn't think something that small in comparison has the gravity to hold on to them. They were spotted when this object occulted a star. That means it passed in front of it. So there were people all over the world training their telescopes on this, monitoring via computer, and they didn't expect to see dips in light before and after the main dip in light, which was Chariklo. And there were so many people watching, they were able to determine these are rings, the size, the shape, the composition. There was 2 rings, in fact, and what they're made of, mostly water ice. One of them is 6 to 7 kilometres wide, and the other is 2 to 4 kilometres wide. And the fact there's 2 of them like that implies there must be shepherd moons sculpting the edges of those rings, like we see with Saturn's rings, and indeed any other world that has rings has shepherd moons of one kind or another. It's a fascinating object, and it's definitely worth a visit by a probe, you know. I mean, there's certainly nothing planned on that. It was only discovered in 2013 that this object had rings, so it's on no one's horizon to send anything there. But one of those light sail CubeSats that they're starting to build now could throw one out there, I suppose. I'm sure sooner or later someone will propose a mission there, especially if the cost of rockets does actually come down, like Elon Musk promises that it will. You could end up with, like, say, a university deciding to send a mission out there, instead of, say, NASA or the European Space Agency or JAXA or Roscosmos or whoever. Yeah, that's probably going to be the way of future solar system explorations, you know. Corporate exploration. You've got people like Deep Space Industries, Planetary Resources, who are looking out for asteroids to mine. Then you'll have science missions, probably university-based, government missions, probably scientific in nature or exploratory in nature. That is NASA's main goal, exploration, of course. But yeah, that'll be interesting how that all pans out, I suppose, in the end. Maybe we could crowdfund an expedition to Chariklo, or rather a small CubeSat to go to Chariklo. Wouldn't that be cool? Might only cost like $1 million. Yeah, so I guess it just goes to show there's still surprises out there waiting for us, even in our own solar system. And in fact, there's another Centaur called 2060 Chiron, which is Chiron. It's also now thought to have rings. So it could actually be centaurs and rings are very common, and we just don't know it yet. So yeah, very interesting. Definitely should be sending some probes out there to explore. Who knows what else there is out there for us to find. Brilliant stuff. I love it. More exploration, please. We really need to have a better look at those outer gas giants, you know. One of the proposed missions for the Space Launch System is a Uranus orbiter craft. Apparently, because of the power of the SLS, it's sending it really fast. I think it was 5 years it would take to get that. I'm not sure, might be longer than that. I'm sure that was the figure. That'd be fantastic to get a proper look at Uranus, because there's so many storms and stuff going on now. They've been monitoring through the Hubble Space Telescope. Loads of activity on that world. And you know, when Voyager went past, it's just this featureless, placid blue ball. Very beautiful, but it's like, is that it? Apparently it's very active. Definitely worth another look. Same with Neptune. I mean, Triton, I mean, what it orbits in the opposite direction to all the other moons of Neptune. It's a captured Kuiper Belt object, apparently. Could be very similar to what Pluto and Charon look like, for all we know. So that's also worth a look out there. Definitely, definitely. Anyway, guys, I thought I'd just tell you about this interesting little world. I think it's amazing. Something that small has got rings. That'd be awesome to see, wouldn't it? Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment or a suggestion.